Right, I'm going live on YouTube. This is step one of the process, and I'm just making sure that I'm actually live. So I'm going over to YouTube, and it should show momentarily that I'm live. Good. So I'm live on YouTube, and welcome to the broadcast. And if you can see me, I'm at the bottom of the screen at the moment. I'll move further up the screen later. So let's just find the URL for this broadcast, and I'm going to go into the live control room, and everything's good. It's showing that I am live, so I'm going into the studio, and okay, I don't want to create a new stream. I want to go to my channel. So I'm going to my channel on YouTube, and I'm going to find where I'm live, and it should show me that I'm live in a moment, all things being equal.
To my channel. If you are a beginner at live,
I'm just going to turn that off so you can't actually hear it. That's me visiting my YouTube page, and I'm just waiting to see the live video. This could be interesting. If I go to videos, is that showing live? Okay, and it says I'm live now, so I can click on that. I now have the YouTube link. It's a step-by-step process. I'm going to switch the microphone off there, go to Be.Livers. This is a step-by-step. I'm editing the post, and hopefully this will work, and I can go and edit the post and type in YouTube link and save the post. And then in the comments, I'm going to put YouTube, if I could spell. Right, so back to the studio. So that side of it is set up. So let's bring me on screen. We'll hide that, and you can now see me, I hope. Just a minute. And I'm going to put myself full screen, and this is interesting. Set that full screen off, full screen on. I can't see myself. This might break things. I'm going to take my camera off, remove my camera. I'm going to add my camera, and let's see if this works. So connect camera, and the camera is my Logitech Brio, and my microphone, and I'm going to show it in the broadcast. There we are. Right, okay, so I can hide that now. Hopefully you can still hear me. If you're watching on YouTube, hello, and you can still hear me. And if you are watching, then I'm going to go back into my studio now and take it from there. I need to close a few tabs in order for this to work. So let's close that tab, and I am now back in the studio with just me, and we are 7 minutes away from going live. So that's the broadcast we actually set up. I'm good to go. I've got some assets below. I'm going to be talking about Be.Live Studio 2 because we've got a lot of new users on Be.Live Studio 2 at the moment. So this is addressed to them. And I'm going to be going through the main features of Be.Live. And if you are on Facebook, you can ask questions. If you're on YouTube, then you can see my answers. And this is Duo Broadcasting. And basically what it is, it's me going live on Facebook and taking questions and comments. and showing them on the screen as we do normally with the Be.Live Studio 2 broadcast. And then the answers are actually being shown on YouTube, because if you're watching on YouTube, you can see my studio. The only thing that people on Facebook can see is the larger rectangle. And this is going to be interesting as to how this works. It's a first. It's the first time I've done it publicly and announced it, sort of thing. So I'm quite looking forward to it. It's a challenge, it's a change, it's something new. It is making full use of Be.Live Studio 2, and it is also going live on YouTube. And I think it's a good use of it, because on YouTube, to be able to show behind the scenes makes a lot of sense. So if you're watching on YouTube, I do say thank you. We're going live in 5 minutes on Facebook, and then the show will commence. The broadcast is actually in the Be.Livers group on Facebook, so you need to join the Be.Livers group. You can see the broadcast in there when I actually start it, and I'm just checking that everything is working and that you can actually hear me, and just make sure that I've got the right microphone. Yeah, the microphone's working. Now, because I'm actually broadcasting in 2 places at a time, what I've done is I've turned the broadcast quality down to 480 as opposed to 720, which means that I'm taking up less bandwidth, which is the main factor when you're actually broadcasting. Talking about bandwidth, I know Brigitte in Cape Town in South Africa is struggling at the moment with bandwidth, and I think people will struggle more and more as more people actually go live and start using social media. Then the ISPs obviously will start to feel a strain on bandwidth and may well start, the term is throttling. It means to cut down. So they will lower the bandwidth available to each individual company or household, and that will affect the quality of the video. So during the current period, what I would suggest is that you do, when you are broadcasting, switch the quality down to 480, which is the standard. That's CD quality, DVD quality. It's not the top quality. As you can see, I'm using a Brio camera and Audio Technica microphone. And I've got the default speakers working as well. So that's my settings, and I can play a sound, and you can hear the sound, and that should be heard on YouTube too. Now, obviously, as I'm broadcasting live to Facebook, I have no idea what's actually happening on YouTube. And if I had the YouTube channel page over, then open, then what would happen is that would be another drain on my bandwidth. So I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. And the KISS principle worked well when I was writing software, and it works well with broadcasting too. As you're aware, I'm waffling until we get down to the appointed time. I might go live a minute early and surprise everybody. That's something you can do. On Facebook, you can go live anytime. As soon as you created a broadcast, scheduled broadcast, you can go live anytime. So if I create this broadcast for 2 hours from now, I could have gone live anytime before that. So that's the one thing. On YouTube, scheduling is slightly different. On Facebook, you've got to start within 10 minutes of the time that you said you would for control purposes. On YouTube, as soon as you create a scheduled show on YouTube, you can go live anytime. That's before your due time, at your due time, or afterwards, which means it's greatly flexible. YouTube don't delete anything. So Be.Live don't delete anything. So you can set up a show and you can go live whenever you want. Right. Okay. So I'm just hoping that YouTube is working. I'll know in a moment when I start asking people to go over to YouTube. And I'm going to perhaps refine this so that, well, it's experimental. I'm going to refine this so that people actually go to the YouTube channel before the Facebook broadcast starts, and then it's all a learning process. So you know, get people up to YouTube, watching it there, watching what you're watching now, and then switch over to Facebook. I know I could streamline this in actual fact by ignoring the Facebook broadcast altogether, but for the moment, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go live on Facebook. So you're about to watch me go live on Facebook, and this is the process of going live on Facebook. First of all, you need to be on screen. You need for somebody to be on screen. You can't go live on Be.Live Studio 2 unless there is somebody on screen. So I'm on screen, so we can go live. So I'm going to press the start button and go live. And you'll see momentarily a countdown. That countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, means that I am now live on Facebook, and I want to say hello to everybody who's watching on Facebook, and welcome to the first Duocast training session for Be.Live users. And a lot of you are new to Be.Live, and welcome to the group. And if you've got any questions about Be.Live, then now is the time to ask them, because I'm live, but I'm not only live in the Facebook group, I'm actually live on YouTube at the same time. So I'm recording on YouTube what's behind the scenes. If you have any questions, then simply ask them. And I'm waiting for people to come in. But the first thing I can do is, this is how you actually show a comment on screen. I can go to the comment and it will show up on screen. Okay, now the second thing is that I can then go on to the next comment. And I said I was excited about this broadcast too. And then question came in, how do I learn to do this? Right, well, this is the first time that's ever been done ever. And I put this together basically to actually do live training. And so this is a first. This is a first. And I'll explain why in a moment. Well, I'll explain now. I'm live on Facebook in the Be.Livers group in the normal way. So this is the same as going live to a Facebook page or to my own personal profile. I can actually go live, but I thought for the first one, we'd go live into the Be.Live users group. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to see the comments that you make on screen. And I'm hoping that there will be comments. However, that said, what I'm going to do is, this is being geocast to YouTube. And in the post up above, in the text, you will see a link to YouTube. If you click that link, it will open in a new tab, and it will open the YouTube broadcast. And the idea is that instead of just seeing me on screen, you will see my studio on screen. So if you want to check it out, just go over to YouTube now, and you should be able to watch me twice. Once on YouTube and once on Facebook. Quick hint, turn the volume down on one of them because there may be a delay between them. So decide which one you're going to watch. If you want to ask a question, Facebook. If you want an answer, YouTube. And you can switch between the two. It's two Chrome tabs, and you can actually flick between them and ask me questions on Facebook. Thank you. Or you can watch my studio, and I'm delighted to say that the comments are catching up, and Cam is watching me on both. Thank you. Brilliant. And the comments are coming through, and I'm getting, I think, the same comment twice. Okay, all good. Now, what I'm actually doing, just for the technical point of view, this is a normal Be.Live broadcast. We can all do this. We can broadcast live on a Facebook page, Facebook profile, or a group. I've taken it a step further, and I've captured this broadcast and my Studio 2 layout, and I'm broadcasting out to YouTube. So that, as Cam knows, you can see me on Facebook, but you can see my studio over on YouTube. Right, okay. So what I'm going to do today, this is a gentle introduction to Facebook. So if you've got questions, then please do ask, and I will endeavour to answer them. If I can't, I know people who can, and I'll get them involved, and we'll get all the questions answered later. But if you are new to Facebook, over on YouTube, you can see me starting the broadcast, and we're on the air now. So, and I can see comments, and I can feature comments on the screen. And it's as simple as that. I can actually feature comments. Right, okay. So, cameras. When you first come into the studio, you don't have a camera and you want to connect your camera. So you press the connect button and that opens the box down the bottom, and on that box, oh, wait a minute, question in from Cam. Yes, you've cracked it. Basically what I'm doing, I've got the normal Facebook broadcast as you're watching in Be.Livers, but I've captured, screen capture, all of the studio, so that there are two different broadcasts going out. This is not simulcasting. This is duocasting, and it's a new word because nobody's done it this way before, as far as I know. What I'm actually doing is capturing this screen and I'm broadcasting it out to YouTube at the same time. Okay, now you can do that with, the list is long. You can do it with OBS, you can do it with vMix, you can do it with XSplit, you can do it with Lightstream. And it's just screen share, and having got the screen share, then you go live on the destination. So I could have gone Facebook to Periscope, Facebook to Vimeo, Facebook to, or anywhere else you can go, Twitch. But I thought, as we're actually with Be.Live, we can broadcast both to YouTube and to Facebook. I do those two. So thank you for the pointer. So duocasting is two different broadcasts from the same source at the same time, each showing different things. It will make more sense after this broadcast when I actually do go and bring the YouTube video into Be.Livers, and then you can compare the two. And in fact, what I'll do is I will try to put it together so we can actually compare them side by side. This is a learning experience. But the first thing I'm talking about is the camera. Now, if you're on YouTube, you'll see this. As far as the camera is concerned, mine is a Brio, Logitech Brio. I'm broadcasting at 480, which is the standard. It's DVD quality. And I'm doing that because I'm actually broadcasting in two places and I don't want to do too much bandwidth. A note at the moment is that we're in a situation where the internet is being well used. It's may well have a bandwidth problem. So now is the time to put your video quality down to 480. You'll save on bandwidth. People will still be able to see you, and you can go back to 720 in due course. But for the moment, I would switch it down to 480. My microphone is Audio Technica, and it's in front of me. Wish I could actually show my studio at the same time, but that would be going a bit too far. So you set up your camera and your microphone. Now, when you first start off broadcasting, you broadcast from your Mac or from your PC. You can use the internal camera and the internal microphone. There is no problem in doing that. If you're just getting going, you can just press the button and go live on Facebook with your existing cameras. You don't need anything special. You can just go live with what you've got. And that's what we've said all along. Go live with the hardware that you've got. I've been broadcasting 5 years now. I've gone from having a PC with 6 gig of RAM and internal microphone, internal speakers, and I've now gone through. I've got a C920, which I had for four and a half years, and that still works well. C920 is probably 80% of broadcasters have got a C920, and then we went on to the Logitech Brio, and I just love the Brio. Now, the point about this is, if you're doing this broadcasting for fun, you don't need any kit. You just need you and a story to tell. If you're doing this broadcast to actually boost your business, then presentation is everything. And an external camera and an external microphone make all the difference to the quality of your broadcast. Remember that. But it's up to you. You can spend nothing and use what you've got and have fun. Or if you're doing it commercially, then you really do need to have an external camera, an external microphone. As I said, Logitech C920 is the one to start with, and then go on to improve on that. Microphones are important. The microphone in the C920 is quite good. Yeah, so if you go to C920, it's got an inbuilt microphone, you can use that. If you want to use an external microphone, I do Udemy courses too, and they recommended a Sony lapel microphone. And because it's a lapel microphone, it's up against you. There is no reverberation, there's no echo, there's no background noise. It's all taken care of. Talking and staying with microphones for a moment, there is a product called Crisp, K-R-I-S-P, crisp.io, I think. One of the problems we've got if we're broadcasting in an office or from home is background noise. Now you can soundproof your room, you can go that route, or you can use the Crisp noise cancelling software. And basically what that will do is that will cut out all background noise. I'll put the link, anything I show you now, I'll put the link in afterwards. Right. If you're watching on Facebook and wondering what it looks like on YouTube, the link to YouTube is up above me and you can watch both at the same time. Please do turn down the sound on one of them. If you want to comment on Facebook. If you want to watch, then please do watch on YouTube. On Facebook, you'll see the normal broadcast, which is this screen with the Japanese picture on the side and everything. On Facebook, on YouTube, you'll see the whole Studio 2. You can see what Studio 2 looks like. You can see what's below. So we're talking, and when I press this button here on YouTube, you'd actually see my settings. On Facebook, you can't. So YouTube works because it's actually showing you more information. If I'm not mentioning your comments, then please do forgive me. We do know that there is occasionally a problem with Facebook comments, basically because of everything that's going on at the moment. So I'm putting it down to that, and that's the way it is. Okay, I haven't said who I am yet. I better put most people. I mean, I'm described as a broadcasting veteran. My name is Stephen Healey. I'm based, as you probably guessed from my accent, I'm based in Wiltshire in England, and I've been broadcasting for 5 years. And I started off on Blab and then went through a series of systems. In fact, we wrote a book about it, Fraser and I, about all the systems that were available 4 years ago. And of those that were available 4 years ago, the only one standing is the one I'm on at the moment, which is Be.Live. I'm also the guy who's responsible for the free Udemy courses all about Be.Live, which I'm going to give you a potted version now, but you get the full version in the Udemy course, which is free. You take it, it's yours, you take it when you want, and you've got sections on the camera, you've got sections on guests, you've got sections on sharing your screen, sections on images, and sections on movies and videos, how remote control works, how to use the text, how to use the menu is all in the courses on Udemy. They're free. If you type in my name on Udemy, you'll find the courses. Okay. Now, it's not about me, it's about us. The beautiful thing about Be.Livers is that we are a family and it's a community and we all help each other. And if you ask a question in Be.Livers, then you'll get an answer from a fellow Be.Liver. And in addition to that, right, the comments are working up. Right, okay. Right, okay, just a minute. I'm going to make a running change and say right, okay, just bear with me a second. This is the website, udemy.com, and if you search for my name, you'll find all the courses that I do. It's the one about Studio 2. So it's the Be.Live Studio 2 course, and you'll find it. I'll put a link in afterwards. If you scroll anywhere down the Be.Livers group, you'll find it as well. It's free, and I'm available to answer any questions that you have. So udemy.com, if you want to check out the courses, and I'll post a link after this broadcast, and you're more than welcome to take the course and ask any questions that you want. So I'm going to take that off screen, and I'm using the agenda to do that. I'll just take my name off so I can do that. The agenda is the ability to actually show items on screen other than comments. So I can say that now I am talking about connecting your camera. Then I'm going to go on to adding a guest. Okay, so we're on connecting your camera at the moment. And that's the agenda. The agenda you use to control the run of show. And it's very simple. It's text. You just enter the text and then click a button and you can show it on screen. And when you're finished with it, you can take it off again. And I'm going to take more comments now because they're coming in. So thank you for the comments. So we've got the name of the course and Udemy is the one. Thank you. Thank you, Mary Lee. And thank you for joining. And Janet Smith. And yeah, Janet, we know how good the Be.Live community support is. It's been true, the live videos since we started, but especially so of Be.Livers. Everybody is so helpful to each other. And if you ask a question, you'll get an answer. And if it's not the right answer, well, it's 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100, it's the right answer. And back over to Mary Lee, and thank you. And Janet, Stephen, which theme do you like best? Okay, right. I'm going to leave Janet's comment on screen for the. I'm going to show you the themes and what themes can do. I'm live. I could have set this up before the show. Equally well, I can do it when I'm live. So I'm live, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the themes at the bottom, and I'm going to edit appearance. Now, I'm actually using the classic theme at the moment, which is the one we all know and love, which was in version 1 of Be.Live. But if I switch over to the latest version and apply, you see the text changes. And it's not the only thing that changes, because the display of text changes. And also, whilst we're with, you change that. Let's just show you the difference, and I'll then give you what my favorite is. So if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see everything I do. Links up above. You can watch YouTube and Facebook at the same time. If I bring a picture up on screen, okay, so I've now got me and a picture. I'm in the original theme. When I go like that, so I'm in the new theme. When I go like that, that's what the display looks like. When I change to the other theme, I'm going to change back to the classic theme now, you'll see, right, what happens now is you've got a panorama view of me, so you can see all my office, and you've got a panorama view of the image that I brought up on screen. I prefer this view, Janet, and I've been persuaded of this by David Burrows, that this is the best way. If you're 2 people on screen, this is the best way to do it, because you're getting a wider angle view. So I'm going to say I'm a classics man. Thank you for the question. The other thing that we can do whilst we're live or beforehand is I can edit the appearance of this, and I can bring in an overlay. And here's one I made earlier. And as you can see, that overlay, you can create in Canva 1280 by 720. I'll put the dimensions in afterwards, but you can design the top and the bottom. And this is my banner for today's broadcast. I am live on Facebook, and you can see my screen. I am live behind the scenes on YouTube, and you can see exactly what's happening in my studio. Okay, so now that you know that, I'm going to take the, I don't think you should have an overlay on all the time. I think you should use it sparingly throughout the show, but that's just a personal thing. So I'm going to take that off screen, and I'm going to come back to me, and I'm going on with the comments, and I'm going to catch up. Oh, no. Right, okay. Thank you for the question. Studio One is no more. Studio One disappeared early in March. I'm using what they didn't do. I'll just bring this back up a moment. What they did not do was remove the theme. So this is the modern theme. Okay, and I'll go like this, and you can see the pictures side by side, and I'm squidged in the middle. And this is the modern theme. right? Okay, which is the default. If you don't like the default, then you can switch over to, I'm going to try and do this properly. You can switch over to classic. Okay. And basically you saw the comment change, you saw, yeah. So I've now got a wide angle view of both. So this is not Be.Live version 1. This is Be.Live Studio 2. It's the only one that we have, but we can make it look like version 1. Okay. And over to Janet. And Janet is saying, you see, this is it. This is why they do it. I mean, this is why we have choice. We can choose what we want. We can style it how we want. And that's the brilliance of one of the brilliant things about Be.Live is you can actually have the studio exactly as you want. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see that there are 3 new themes coming soon. I know I expect those to drop sometime this year, so that not only will we have the modern and the classic, we'll have other themes too, which enable us to, well, I want a better phrase, but I'm going to say jazz up our shows. So excellent. Okay, thank you, Janet. And this is Studio 2. Okay, we are on Studio 2. You're most welcome. Okay, right, if you've got any more questions, then please do ask. It's nice to see everybody. If this works, and it is working well, I'll do this every Tuesday at this time so that we can get together and have a chat and build a community. It is about making friends. Now, I've been fortunate over the last 5 years to have made 500, I'm going to be honest here, 500 contacts around the world through live broadcasting, 100 whose name I know, but about 80 who could come on screen with me now and we could talk as old friends. Live networking is the best thing that's ever been, and especially at the moment, it's very important that we are able to use this. And just a note, if you are watching and you never used Be.Live before, 2 things. 1, you can use the free version of Be.Live until the 31st of March, and you can do as many broadcasts as you want. There are restrictions on what you can do, but you can go live using the free version of Be.Live. So that's until 31st of March. I dare say it'll be reviewed then. Over to Janet's. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there should be new themes and there's space for them. So I'm hoping that space gets filled. Hello. Right. Okay. We are truly hello, Lottie. Nice to see you. And Lottie is saying, hi, Stephen, thanks for doing new user training. A reminder for us oldies who've forgotten how changes work at Studio 2. Yeah, I was broadcasting, as you did a live yesterday with Marco Nova, which I enjoyed watching. And Marco and I were live today. And when he puts a name tag underneath you, doesn't he? Yeah, so that people know who you are. And my tag on Marco's shows is broadcasting veteran. And I'm just grateful for that. I'm grateful for that to have been in. I mean, we've both been here since the days of Blab, and we both enjoy live broadcasting, and absolutely brilliant. Okay, and yes, welcome. If you've any questions at all, I can check your name out after the show. I'll tell you how to make sure that your picture and name actually show, because you just got to click one button. In fact, if anybody can post the comment link, then people can actually click it and I know who people are. That would be most helpful. Welcome. If you have any questions, then please ask. I'll be posting a link to the free Udemy course, which I did last year. Well, it's totally up to date. It's got the YouTube in it and everything. Take that course and that will help you step by step. It will tell you all about the camera. It will tell you all about adding guests. It will tell you about sharing a screen, adding images, adding movies, and using the menus, the agenda, and changing how it looks. Okay, so, and over to Lottie, and Lottie is saying, yep, our global live community simply rocks. I totally agree with that. We are global. And say hello to Jan. And Jan, welcome. Right, okay. And Jan, don't forget, you can click the YouTube link and see the full show on YouTube exactly the same time as I'm here now. So click the YouTube link up above. You can have both tabs open, switch the volume off on one of them, and you can listen to me live and watch what I'm actually demonstrating at the same time. And if you've got questions, you can come back here. So Jan, hello. And Pro Level allows you to brand you. Yes, indeed. Yes, that's going to be interesting. Okay. And thank you, Lottie. And Janet Smith is saying, I have more than one business with different brand colors. Do you think we'll be able to save brand? I hope so. I hope so. At the moment, you can't. We know you can't. You can have the, well, yeah, I'm with you on that, Janet. What would be nice, and I've seen it somewhere else, as you have too, is to have folders with your assets in. Just saying, if you had your assets in a folder so that you could actually change, that would be awesome. And then you when you go to use it for a client, you can say go to folder A because that's my client. Okay. Oh wow. Oh, I got behind on comments. All right, Jan, you're learning about Be.Live on YouTube. It's the same studio. It's a different audience. You've got to build an audience from scratch on YouTube. I'll come back to that and I'll put that in next week's topics if I may. And Marco has vMix. Yeah, I mean, that's it. You could, yes, vMix, you can do anything you want. Be.Live is the simplest system to use. It has to be said, simplest, most powerful system to use. And hello from another Facebook user. Again, for next week's show, we'll make sure we can see your name and picture. It's easily done. And I know that one of the Facebook users, his picture is called John. Thank you, Lottie. And that will help. Excellent. Okay. And Facebook user knows Lottie. I think Lottie knows the Facebook users too. Thank you. Oh, this is one where I blush and say thank you, Lottie. Stephen's using, of course, is brilliant. We're trying to get the link. Thank you. Thank you. We're a team. We help each other. Be.Live is right. Okay. And it's always good when somebody gives an unsolicited review. Be.Live tool is the best value for all budgets now. And when unscrupulous companies are increasing prices crazy, don't buy a webcam now. This has been a point. I know that Irene raised it. Irene's the marketing manager of Be.Live, and she raised it 2 days ago in Be.Livers that the price of cameras on Amazon had changed. And when I say changed, I mean gone up. And they were selling at what we in the UK would call recommended retail price. So there were no discounts. You were able to get a C920 camera for $60, $60. That changed. But people complained. And according to Marco, talking to Marco this morning, that's been squished. So hopefully Amazon have sorted themselves out. It's very strange because it was Amazon doing the overcharging. Okay, don't forget you can watch on YouTube if you want. So the link's up above if you want to watch on YouTube. And thank you for watching me in Be.Livers today. I'll be back at the same time every week. I know this works. It's brilliant to actually do this live. I sit for hours, days, weeks creating courses to go live on Udemy, but the best way to do it is when we're live. Okay, now cameras. Okay, we've talked about Logitech C920. 922 is a step up. Brio is a step up from that. Okay. At the moment, those cameras are more than good enough to broadcast on Facebook. It doesn't matter which of those three you use, your Facebook quality is going to be the same. Doesn't matter. When you're broadcasting on YouTube, you can actually broadcast at a higher quality, a higher bit rate, 1080p. So if you're going on YouTube, then cameras matter, quality matters. Everybody on YouTube is after perfection. We're coming over from live broadcasting saying perfection doesn't matter, content is king. But even so, we can go 1080p on YouTube. Now, in order to do that, obviously the cameras can do that, and Brio can certainly do that. But you might want to bring in, for other reasons, your DSLR camera. Okay? And you can do that. And most people, I'm going to type this in, so forgive me, I am typing as I'm speaking, and I'm going to add it onto my agenda. Most people, I know you're friends with me, so I can do this and get away with it. If you've got a DSLR camera, most people use Camlink to actually link the two together and bring them in. Once you've got Camlink, then you can use a DSLR camera on Be.Live. You can also use it on vMix, XSplit and OBS, but you can use it on Be.Live. So Camlink is the key. Last time I looked, it was about $110. Okay, but it's a one-off cost. There's no repeating costs. It's a piece of hardware, and that links everything up nicely together. And I know people who swear by it. It simply works. So if you've got a DSLR and you want to use it on YouTube, then Camlink will allow you to do that. I've got a feeling I'm only going to go halfway. I've got an agenda today, folks, and the price has been squished. Lottie's just checked. I think this all the I mean, if you put your price up in bad times because of scarcity, then people will never, ever, ever forget. And the people who bought a camera, which was normally $60 for $120 in the last couple of days, will never forgive you. It's a bad move for a brand to do, is to up prices during a situation like the one we're in. So I'm glad they squished it, and Lottie's confirmed it's been squished. It could have been Irene's posting Be.Livers that actually started the movement. Oh, brilliant. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, Lottie. And okay. Okay. Trick for self-producers, you need to type at times. So do what Stephen does, tell us. Yeah, right, okay. I'm just going to take that down off screen and hide it. I'm going to come to me on screen. And no, Camlink is a piece of hardware. It plugs into your DSLR camera and it plugs into your PC or Mac. And it's a physical link that brings the two together. As far as I know, I don't have one. So I'll check that out for the next time we go live. But it is a piece of hardware. Okay. And thank you, Janet. I'm going to come back to Lottie's point in a moment. If I have some Facebook live streams that are a bit blurry in the beginning of the video, but then clear up, would you suggest I still upload to YouTube? Right. Okay. Okay. What I would do, two ways you can do this. You can say, okay, this is real life and these things happen, and you can just upload to YouTube. Or what you could do is, you download the video anyway, is I'm going to put something else into my agenda now. I'll use it next week as well. If you've already downloaded the video, I can't type at the best of times, so just bear with me. That's right. Okay. If there's a problem at the beginning of the video, what you want to do is to take that tiny bit out before you put it on YouTube. Okay. And I happen to have to hand, this is my software of the day. It's called Screencast-o-matic. Type that into any browser, you'll find it. It's such a strange name, nobody else is using it. Screencast-o-matic costs you $17 a year, and it is one of the best editors out. I use it to edit all my videos. I just pay the $17 every year, and I can edit my videos on my desktop. I can take out the beginning, take out the end, take out chunks in the middle. I can add subtitles. Well, it's amazing what Screencast-o-matic does for $17. They can do that because they have hundreds of thousands of users, and we benefit from scale. So if you, two choices, you can say this is real life and skip to 1 minute in or whatever it happens to be, or you can edit the video and just take the beginning of the video off and then upload it to YouTube. Both approaches are honest and open, and both work. And for $17 a year, I don't think you'll get a better bargain. And even if it's $19, if I've misremembered, it's certainly under 20. And from Lottie. And Lottie's saying, does Be.Live yeah. You can bring in another camera. Shall we do that? Okay, now I'm not going to use Minicam for this demonstration, and I may well go wrong here. So forgive me if the whole system blows up at this point, but what I can do is, okay, you can have, as I've just proved, you can have multiple cameras. Now, the one over there is my Microsoft camera, and the one over here is my Logitech Brio. So you can have two cameras on at the same time. But at the moment, for the moment, you can't bring your mobile camera in. Now, whilst you can see my studio, I can show you this. And this is my softbox. And we've got beautiful lighting today, so I don't need it. But if it was dark, I could put the lighting on, and I've got one light either side of me. And let's take this full screen just to be. I've got one light either side of me, and turns to camera, Lottie, you'd be proud of this. One light box either side of me, and they provide the lighting. They don't point at me, they don't point at the green screen, they're pointing at the wall in front of me, and it's the reflected light that comes. Now, softboxes, I think I paid around about $80 for them. Right, okay, so you can have multiple cameras on screen. I'm using two cameras at the moment. One is from my laptop, and the other is the external Brio. Okay, I'm going to confuse everybody if I stay on camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the Microsoft camera. But you can come in via Minicam, you can come in via OBS, you can come in via XSplit and XSplit VCam. Okay, so there you have it. All of those will work. What if the rule is quite simple. The rule is quite simple. I'm just going to remove my right-hand side. The rule is quite simple. If your operating system can see your camera, then Be.Live can see it. That's the rule. That's how it works. If you put a new camera on, then you just need to log out of Be.Live, log back in again, and Be.Live should see your camera. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Logging in and out of Be.Live refreshes the settings on Be.Live, and Be.Live picks up any new settings that there are. So if you get a new camera, just log out, log back in. If you're watching me on YouTube now, and I suggest you do, if you click the YouTube link above, you will see that I've got several cameras. I've got my Microsoft front camera, which I used a moment ago. I've got the Brio. I've got a Microsoft rear camera, and believe me, you wouldn't see anything out of that because it's actually pointed against the wall. Now, this is Microsoft virtual camera. I'm not using that. Sorry, Wirecast virtual camera. I've got Wirecast on my desktop. Logic Capture is quite good if you actually want to control your screen. There's a piece of free software you can download from Logitech, and it will control your screen. I've got XSplit VCam, which you know, because I normally broadcast with a green screen, but not today. I have vMix Video, and also in there you'll find XSplit Broadcaster as well. So I've got them on my machine. I've got every piece of software that you could imagine for live broadcasting. However, I will say that this is my 1112th broadcast on Be.Live, and over 90% of my broadcasts are on Be.Live. Why? As Tina Turner once said, it's simply the best. Thank you, Lottie. Okay, and a comment, next comment coming in, and thank you. Hopefully get it on screen. All right, okay, there we have it. Camlink converts the HDMI output from the DSLR camera into USB 3, and you can then plug it into your computer. Thank you for that clarity. I understand now as well. This is a learning experience. Thank you. Thank you. I'll check out afterwards. Okay, I need two things. Right, okay. Okay, you could Yeah. Okay. Let me think about that. I'd rather have a think about it, possibly overnight, and then come back to you with a suggestion that will work, rather than give you a wrong one off the top of my head. So I'll made a mental note, Janet. I'll think on it, and I'll give you an answer tomorrow. And Lottie, I've been taking it with 2 devices, all laptop now down, so both are on 1 device laptop. Yeah. Okay. If no problem, you can have 2 cameras in. As Janet discovered, for the moment, you cannot bring you as host. I'm going to say this so we all understand. As host, I cannot bring my mobile camera in as a second camera. There are updates going on, and if you want to bring in a second camera, not to complicate things, but if you want to bring in a second camera at the moment, the best way to do it is, I'm going to type in again, and I'm going to type another brand name. Just a minute. Sorry about this. Okay. If you are host of a show and you want to bring your camera in, then use Airdroid. Airdroid is $20, £20, and basically that allows you to actually share not only your mobile camera but your mobile applications. So if you've got an application on your mobile that you want to show on screen with you, then you can do that. If you want to show your mobile camera on screen, you can do that. Now, this is important if you're doing a demonstration, a cookery demonstration or a pottery demonstration or a card demonstration. Then you need a second camera, which is generally a mobile camera pointed down at what you're actually doing. Airdroid is one way to do it. And the other thing is that Airdroid solves a problem. I have a friend called Dan, and Dan runs a chocolate factory. Think Willy Wonka. He's got his own chocolate factory, and it's based here in Wiltshire, and he makes the most delicious chocolate. And he goes live on air and he demonstrates, because he does raw chocolate, he demonstrates how you can actually make your own chocolate. He does it live on air, and he's got a camera that's actually pointed down at the cooker as he's stirring the sauce. You can see him do it. But the problem was that when you got your desktop and you've got a mobile together, you get the most horrendous feedback between the two. And we're talking squealing here. It's it's the sort of noise that makes you want to run away. Airdroid gets rid of that, because when you bring in your second camera, your mobile camera with Airdroid, then it has no sound. Yeah. So it's just you talking as normal, and then your camera by side. I'll give a demonstration of that next week. So I'm trying to catch up with the comments. Right. Okay. I'm going to come back. Okay. And this is to your point, Lottie. Last Friday, iPhone or iPad, you can't come in. I agree. And there are changes afoot. And the answer at the moment is Airdroid, which is Windows and Mac, $20. The other thing that Airdroid does, it transfers files seamlessly between your devices. Yeah. It's the most it was originally designed to do file transfer. They then added the facility to actually link to your desktop. So take a look at Airdroid as a solution to your problem, Lottie. My apologies for that. It should have been announced, but it's not. Right, okay. And Lottie's explaining the lighting. Right now, daylight, Windows good, home lamps, just never direct. Yeah, don't point into your face, because it's blinding, and it doesn't feel good, and it doesn't look good. So excellent advice, Lottie. And just going back. Okay, and the question was, what light box do I recommend? They don't sell the one I've got anymore. You want 2 soft boxes. Again, I'll put my kit recommendations in a list. They're only about $80 between them, and they make all the difference. And so let's come back to that. If I missed your comment, I will be going through all the comments after the show. So if I haven't featured it today, I will get to it and make a note of it for next use. So that's Lottie. And back to Facebook. Oh, Mandy is the Facebook user. And excellent. And Sarah to Stephen Stay. Bringing your own phone camera in as guests, there are. Its situation is it's been updated, changed, so it's not available at the moment. As I suggested, for the moment, what you do is you get yourself a copy of Airdroid. You then go to YouTube and you search for Stephen Airdroid, and I've got a video there which shows you how to use Airdroid to bring your camera in. Yeah, so $20, problem solved forever. Well, $20 a year. And it has other features too. So Airdroid is solution. In fact, the videos in the Be.Livers group, if you Be.Livers is so busy these days. If you dig down a bit in the Be.Livers group, you will actually see it. So scroll down, but I'll post it again anyway. But Airdroid, best value on the market, apart from Screencast-o-matic. And Janet's saying thank you. You're most welcome, Janet. I'll do that tomorrow. And over to Lottie. Right, okay. And this is the beginning of a video is the most crucial part. Now that's I go live at 2 o'clock, I go live at 10 o'clock, I go live at 5 o'clock. You'll notice the o'clock in there, 10 of the clock. I'm not the only one going live at 10 of the clock at 10 o'clock. Everybody goes live at 10 o'clock. If I'd gone live at 9:55, which I can, then I might not get the blurry bit at the beginning. Now, all I'm hinting at is that the any system, Be.Live or any system, it has crunch points where its capacity is pushed. So does Facebook, and it's always on the hour. So a bit of experiment. There's no harm in going live 2 minutes early. You beat everybody to it, and it might get rid of the blur. But let's just right. Okay, I'm going to get on my soapbox just for a second because I can. We have, if you go back, I'm going to do a history of live broadcasting from Blab to today, which is only 5 years. And if you look at the quality we had in the Blab days and the quality we have now, it's night and day. There is no comparison between the quality that we've got now. From my writing software days, I know it's a fact that as soon as you get something which people get used to, they want it to be better. And that's good. We still want to improve. But we're not going to get to TV broadcast quality yet. It will happen, but at the moment, there's so... Look, I've got to be honest with you. I'm amazed this works at all. There are black boxes everywhere that ISP, different people control. So it's magical that it works. If it goes blurry occasionally, then that will improve over time. We know that. If, as I say, if you compare a broadcast now to a broadcast even a year ago, the quality difference is visible and it can only improve. So we just have to bear with it for the moment. So hop soapbox stopped and back over to Airdroid for mobile. Thank you for the link, Lottie. Yeah, that's the one. And that will solve your bringing a mobile in. Okay, and Janet's thanking Lottie. We're a team. All good. Right, okay. It is an issue. You don't notice it, but when you're setting up, you set up a mobile with your computer and they start, it's the most horrible noise in the world. Well, I can think of more, but yeah, so that it removes that noise. So there is a reason for doing it. It removes any feedback at all. Airdroid has no feedback because it's got no sound. Simple. And so hello to Stephen again. I got a new USB mic and it's asking what sample and bit rate I want to use. Any suggestions? Okay. No, I'm going to make an announcement now. I haven't got a clue. I will find out what the recommended ones are for you. The best thing to do, if you want a quick answer, is if you post that question in the group, tell them, just post the make and model of the microphone in the group and ask people what the best settings are. You'll find somebody who knows more than I do, who will answer your question and answer it. Not right. They won't be guessing. They'll be telling you. So make a model of the microphone in the group and then just ask what the settings are. Most of things on Be.Live are just plug and play. But if you've got a swish microphone, which it sounds like you have, then just ask in the group and people will come along and answer your question. Okay. And on with the comments again. And Lottie is saying, that book, Stephen, your history. Well, yeah, I've got I've got two projects. One is the history of live from Blab to today. And the other one is the almost complete guide to live video. And it's almost complete because it will never be complete. It will always be a work in progress because things keep changing. And yes, Lottie, please. All right, so that's brilliant. Okay. To everybody who's watching.
I couldn't find any enabled video skills that can do that. Go to the Alexa app to manage your video skills and devices.
Did you all hear Alexa then? Alexa, stop. I'm not going to say the word again. She misheard me. And it's a fallacy that she's not listening all the time. She is listening all the time. Right. Okay. Now then. Oh, more comments. And Lottie, right. And yes, Lottie, please. Brilliant. Okay. And Lottie again. Group will know so much knowledge. Correct. Correct. I totally agree, Lottie. Group will know so much knowledge and skill. Just be patient. You're most welcome, Stephen. And X marks the spot. Okay, wonderful. Right, if you haven't had a chance yet, if you click the link up above, you can see the YouTube broadcast, which is at the same time as this one. I had a host of things to get through today. I'm going to have to come back next week at the same time with the same setup. I'm quite enjoying this because it means I can teach live. I can answer your questions live. I'll do my best. If I don't know the answer, I'll try and find out for the next broadcast. The next one will be next Tuesday at the same time. It's easy, isn't it? In the Be.Livers group. So only Be.Livers can see it. And there are more and more of you. We're nearing 12,000 Be.Livers, which is an amazing achievement. And everybody supports everybody. And it's just a great place to be. And it's magical. I'm so grateful to be involved. Now, I've been broadcasting for nearly an hour. I'll go up to the hour mark, no problem at all. But I do want to tell you about something which is taking place later today. That's myself and David Burrows will be live on his page, but you'll find it on Be.Live in 5 as well. And we'll be talking to our communities and building communities. Now, it's important today. We're talking about, I'm going to go with me back on screen. We'll be talking about ways of keeping in touch with your community. And that's today. And it's actually in 2 hours' time. So I look forward to seeing you there as well, if you can catch that one. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I do appreciate it. I appreciate your feedback too. And Lottie is saying, right, I can only say, right, okay, what I'm doing is I'm live as normal in the Be.Livers group, which is what you can see, but I've got a YouTube video going at the same time, which is live too, so you can flick between the two. What I'm using could be one of the following, and all of these would work. It could be OBS, it could be vMix, it could be XSplit, or it could be Lightstream. So what you're doing is a screen share, screen capture, going directly into a second piece of software. That second piece of software is broadcasting directly out to YouTube. It helps if you're actually using a browser-based piece of software, because that's the lowest pull on the load on your CPU. At the moment, Lottie, just to let you know, I've got this tab open, which I'm live on, which you can see on YouTube. I've also got the XX tab open, and I'm live streaming on that. And my CPU sat at a happy 66%. So you can use OBS, XSplit, vMix, or Livestream. All right, to answer your question. Okay, but I'm actually on Be.Live. I think it's good that the systems work together. That's absolutely brilliant. Right. Okay. So I shall see you all same time, same place next week with the same setup. I've enjoyed chatting. I had a list. It wasn't quite that long, but we've covered cameras and microphones. We'll no doubt revisit that at a future date. But next week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about screen share, and in particular about sharing videos in your live broadcast. One of the problems is, let's just talk problems at the moment, is that the more you try to do in a live broadcast, the more load you're actually going to put onto your computer. Okay. Your computer has finite resources. Your Chrome browser can run out of resources too, irrespective of whether you've got a new hard drive or whatever you've got. A computer can still run out of resources. So next week, what I'll be looking at is how to keep the load on your computer low enough that you have a better broadcast. And my final tip, as I go to the comments, and thank you very much. My final tip for today, right, before this show and before every show that I do, the first thing I do before a show is to switch off my computer. Switch it off. Just switch it off. It's not on. The reason for this is simple. When we are using our computers, we've got zillions of browser windows out. We've got desktop applications running. And when we stop using them, it doesn't mean they're not still working. By switching off your computer, everything gets switched off. And this is where you should start. Step 2 is to switch your computer back on again. A good idea. And then go straight to your Chrome browser and straight to Be.Live. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Just go straight to Chrome browser and Be.Live. That's the best way you can start a show. Just go live from there. That's my final hint of the week as we go to Lottie. And Lottie's confirming next week, Stephen will talk about screen sharing, showing live video. You can slow your computer, so he'll share how to do it better. Thank you. Right. Okay. To everybody who's watched today, it's been my pleasure, and it's always nice to get together with friends and talk. Okay. I'm going to wait for two to come through. So tip 1, switch off your computer and then restart it. I'm going to take that down off screen and go back to me. Okay, so switch off your computer and restart. Now, this, okay, brilliant. Thank you, Lottie. Thank you, Janet. And Lottie is coming up. Tip 2, then when you turn on, go straight to Chrome and Be.Live. That's it. That's the 2 tips. That's it. In a nutshell, that's the best thing you can do before you go live. Switch it on, switch it off, and switch it back on again. Cures most things. Right. This is Stephen in Wiltshire in England, in Devisers in Wiltshire in England, saying thank you for watching. I always enjoy getting together, and take care, and I'll see you again next week, same time, if not before. Thank you for watching. Goodbye for now. And thank you, Lottie. Bye. That's a wrap. Bye. Right, if you're over on Lightstream, I can see KM was on Lightstream, and I'm